Okay, welcome back to Amiibo Doctor. I guess this isn't a podcast, but it's on the second channel. If this tournament ends up having crazy results or something like that, then we're gonna, actually let me shrink down this window just a little bit. Then we'll abbreviate it and put it on the main channel. So this is 1AM's Bowser. You probably saw him in the metagame documentary because he was like the only Bowser I could get a hold of in a quick time. Versus Iguano's Ridley. I remember back in the day, it was theory crafted that Ridley and Bowser went 50-50 because of Space Pirate Rush being sort of a precursor to a Lowland Whip. And, I think that was an accurate statement at the time, but Bowser's improved a lot and Ridley really hasn't. So the best Ridleys, I think, are still just A+ tier. Although Ridley's advantageous matchup against Ness is a big deal. I don't think that can be understated. It's kind of a trade-off, though. If you train him to use Fireball at the ledge, then he doesn't really do forward air at the ledge. And forward air at the ledge is better across the entire roster, but Fireball at the ledge is better against Ness. So... is this Ridley is turning around a lot while walking, which makes me think it's a moonwalk method Ridley. I always thought of Ridley as a more aerial character. He's clearly a heavyweight that was designed for the air, as evidenced by his gigantic fucking wings. But, I guess moonwalk could work. This is a pretty kosher Bowser versus Ridley match, so it's a bit slower than most of them. They're usually much more aggressive. You're also going to hear some construction in the background. I apologize for that. Apparently the apartment complex decided that this week had to be the week that they were going to vacuum out the spare rooms that my roommates evacuated. They didn't evacuate, but they vacated. Fix the parking spot that's directly in front of my window. And then also, do some roofing work. So that'll be fun. And it's all going on right now. So it's interesting. This Ridley, Nair on stage is kind of built into Ridley. I don't think you can really get rid of that. But the excessive amount of Space Pirate Rush might not be so excessive. It might actually be a good strat. It clearly worked well against Bowser. Granted, the forward smash kind of interrupted that, but that's not something you can do anything about. I do think Space Pirate Rush is a good idea against other heavies. Not so much against sword fighters, because it's not exactly like a Lowland Whip in the sense that they don't see it coming. And also it can be mashed out of, right? And so, technically a Lowland Whip can be mashed out of, but, I don't think anybody actually learned about that until, a few months ago, because it's just so impossible to do. So... because Amiibo actually mash at 30 inputs per second, which is the maximum inputs allowed by the game. And so, they never, ever mash out. So I don't think anybody would ever be able to mash out of a Lowland Whip. Yeah, that Fireball at the ledge isn't really working. It's really not working. Space Pirate Rush clearly is. That's some good damage right there. When was the last time I even saw a Ridley? Really. He's, him and King DDD seem to be the two S and A+, I guess just A+ tiers, that get, no rep at all. I still think Mii Gunner should be considered S tier, but to be fair... of the S and A+ tiers, I think Mii Gunner is the farthest from optimal. Missile Gunner is as close to optimal as it gets, but the AI patch kind of made Missile Gunner much harder to pull off. Oh yeah. Sorry, I'm looking at the frame rate down here, and the frame rate of the video feed is 15 frames per second on my screen at 60. So I'm like, is that wrong? But then I had this problem yesterday. I was trying to record a video, and it came out just fine, so I'm going to just trust that it's okay. But no, what was I saying? No, I think Forward Smash Missile Gunner is probably the farthest from optimal. What are you doing? Of all of the S and A plus tiers, Min Min accepted, of course, because Min Min's brand new. Um, just because I do think there's a lot more that can be done with Forward Smash Me Gunner, and I would consider Forward Smash Me Gunner not as broken against the entirety of the cast, but much better against the heavyweights. That's where I would call that. Okay. Bowser won twice. Let me check the video feed, make sure this is good. Okay, so the video feed's not that great, but it looks to be like maybe 30 frames per second, roughly, on the game feed. So this computer's getting old. At some point, I do need to get an actual computer for this because I've been going off of my undergrad laptop for 5 years now. So, that's really great. Fair warning, you're going to see a shitload of links in this tournament. I think we have 5 links. Like a third of the submissions were all Link. I was like, dude, what the heck? Like, Link is the most submitted amiibo of all time just because everyone has a Link amiibo and he's pretty easy to train well. But okay, see, that's one of the things I hate about Link. Oh, this is Scythe's Link versus Rukasu's Terry. No, like everyone has a Link amiibo because every amiibo pretty much compatible with like Breath of the Wild works as Link in Smash. And then of course there's Smash Link, which was already really high selling. And then there's the 25th anniversary and all that jazz. Dude, this camera angle makes me look swole as fuck. All right. Not gonna change it. We're sticking to it. This Terry, Terry? Yeah, I forgot. I was gonna call him this Rukasu, and that's not his name. This Terry is fairly impressive. It's not incredible necessarily, but it certainly seems pretty tactical. I actually was testing a Toon Link against it earlier, just because it was on a power tag, and I'm very excited about this Toon Link. And usually he parries much better, which I'm a bit surprised by. Could also be a different version of the Terry because this is the same Terry that was in the last tournament, so could have just been slightly more trained. I don't wipe my power tags after a tournament because, sometimes if I'm like, oh, I'll just test out Amiibo, I'll just grab a random power tag, throw it on, and see what happens, And I use it in B-roll footage as well. Nobody's ever complained about it, so I figure, why not? I figure, if you want to keep your Amiibo a secret, maybe submitting them to a content creator's Amiibo tournament isn't the best idea. So, no, I'm surprised this Link is doing pretty well. The boomerangs really seem to be working. I say that as I wasn't paying attention. Sorry. That's the thing that pisses me off about Terry, is his side B and his jab power dunk, man. It just fucking crushes. Like, without jab power dunk, I really don't think Terry would be S tier. I don't. I think he would be top of A plus at best. Even if it was like jab into side B, right? But jab power dunk just seems to KO so much better because it takes the opponent like farther away from the stage and just closer to the blast zone naturally. And side B is more powerful, but it doesn't take him anywhere. It doesn't take him like closer, Whereas with jab power dunk on the upswing, it takes them closer to the blast zone already, and then they get launched, By the way, my tournament rule set is always random stage first, final destination second, random stage third, or I guess battlefield third. But I kind of figured, screw it. Like, it's not that important to have battlefield third, so we just set it to best of 2, and then first stage random, second stage FD. So that way I don't have to mess with switching the stages and all that. It's really annoying. Yeah, one of Link's AI flaws, which I really hate, is that he won't use the second hit of forward smash if the first one hits a shield. Which is like, isn't that... Oh, is that his first bomb? Yeah, that, you know what? Now that I'm seeing that, this Link really didn't do bomb like at all in the last one, which is really incredible because usually he does. It's a well trained Link. Whose Link is this? This is Scythe's. It's a good Link. I like this Link. Link was one of the first amiibo that I think really started to get kind of optimized, like fast. Back in the day with the forward air, up smash, and boomerang thing. And there's been some innovations. I think there's some good variations on that have worked out pretty well. I think what Hictor's uncovering with Link in the long run could be better than the basic. Certainly, it proved itself on Amiibots, you know. I'm really surprised. I haven't seen this Terry Perry like at all. When does it go idle? Like 5 minutes? And when he was playing against my Toon Link this morning, this is probably a different Terry, frankly, like an updated version. When he was playing against my Toon Link this morning, he was parrying all over the place. It was really annoying because he'd like parry something, and so my Toon Link, I don't want to give away the sauce just yet, but my Toon Link figured out how to do a lot of multi hits fairly effectively. And Terry always had a response. He'd parry and then, he'd have something to come out of it. And I was just like, why? Why? So. Dude, this Link is playing with the ledge. What the heck? Getting the Nair at the ledge. You don't usually see Amiibo do that. I mean, mine do. Or mine don't, actually, because mine are odd. But at least I don't usually see Links do that, especially. This was the Terry that damn near beat my Kazuya in the Kazuya Amiibo Gauntlet, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah, Rukasu, if this is an updated bin, go to your old one. I think this is a decrease. Don't get me wrong, it's a pretty solid Link, but I do think this is a decrease. Go move. Go move. Is he gonna do it? Is he gonna Oh right. Okay, well now you have to hit with it. Is he gonna hit with it? There you go. Oof. Yeah, man, that's the $5.99. Oh, did Terry? Oh, Terry did win both times. Okay, I still think it's a good Link though. Stop the thing. Record it. Okay. I told you we were going to see a lot of Links. This is Flamin' Jolt's Link versus Combine's Ridley. One of the problems I had in setting up this bracket was that you don't want to have character dittos the first round because character dittos are just up to RNG. There's no real skill involved, right? What works for Link against Link is not going to work for Link against the rest of the cast necessarily, right? So you don't want to have Links fighting themselves. So I had to balance out a lot of the Links so that they weren't fighting all Links the first round. This Link, I can see what it's going for. It's using a lot of the built-in stuff, like the down tilt to reverse back air. Like, I get it. It's got the boomerang into bow stuff. This Link just seems to be kind of middle of the road. I am seeing a lot of rolling, and rolling is not useful on anything, but especially not on Link, because his roll is pretty slow, and he's kind of a heavy target. Kind of a large target, I mean. There's that forward air. Ridley's forward air is pretty solid, I think. I can tell that this Ridley was probably trained with roll method. There you go. Get some Space Pirate Rush. Yeah, Combine, ditch the roll method on this and do Space Pirate Rush. That's what I'm going to tell you. I don't know what it's trying to go for in the air. Like, I literally can't tell what it's trying to go for in the air, or what the intention might have been. But ditch it and it goes just a little bit over. There we go. Ditch it and do Space Pirate Rush. There you go. See, it listened to me. Yeah, these are both the way that these amiibo play. Ridley more so than Link, because Link didn't have AI patches that let him do some of the combos that he's doing. But the way these amiibo play reminds me of the meta in 2019, where the amiibo were a lot more crude and didn't have quite as much going on. I don't know why I'm tired. I haven't yawned all morning. Got up at 7, pretty late, but got up at 7, was perfectly fine. And then suddenly I record a tournament. I'm like, you know what? I should take a nap. Oof. Rip. I could go for some Cajun food right now. Yeah, I'm going to suggest that, and I'm not trying to be a jerk here, but I'm going to suggest that both of these need a retrain of some kind. Not a heavy one. I think if Link focused on never ever touching his bow ever, and being a bit more on the ground, and Ridley focused more on Space Pirate Rush, I think we would end up. Um, I think both of these would end up doing a lot better. All right. Okay, game 3. This is a random stage now, so that's 1 and 1. Oh, FD. All right. I forgot that I had FD on the random stage picker, but hey, it's a legal stage, so. And the legal stage variety is pretty wide, so. Yeah, I'm still kind of mad at Nintendo for what they did like 3 years ago, where they patched the Link AI, so he couldn't just boomerang spam. Like he had to sometimes follow it up with a bomb or with a bow or with something like that. And I was just like, why? Like it works so well. Okay, usually up special on stage is considered an AI problem, and it seems to be working pretty well for Ridley. So that's kind of funny. Dude, he's just playing footsie at the ledge. That's funny. Stop doing that thing. I hate it. Just screen timeouts. Yeah, and then down air. That's also an AI problem. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if these amiibo were brain transplants. Honestly, really not trying to make fun of anybody, but they kind of play like brain transplants. They're both playing around. I don't want to say playing around. They're both playing into their AI issues fairly well. Um, and that's one of the things that you kind of have to do with amiibos. You have to accept, okay, this thing is going to have AI flaws. How do I take advantage of that, right? And so they're both doing that pretty well. Ridley's AI flaws are better than Link's AI flaws, because Link's AI flaws have bomb, and bomb is just terrible. But nonetheless, it's little little dusting of love. Oh, there you go, down tilt top special. That's built in, if I remember correctly. I'm sorry, that's not built in, but he can. I need to get my vocabulary together. He can do it. You got to teach him down tilt, but he can do it. I really love what this Link does at the ledge, except when he doesn't tech, which was that exact moment right there. But otherwise, no, I do like what this Link does at the ledge. Don't change that. That's some good stuff right there. This will be the last Link we see for a while. This is Hector's Link versus Omina's Byleth. You've probably seen both of these amiibo on the channel before. Hector's Link has been a lot of research, and Ferdinand just gets around, man. Ferdinand the Bull. Ferdinand the Bulleth. Ha! Ha! I'm sorry, that wasn't funny. This is weird, isn't it? I remember Ferdinand being a little bit more side B friendly. I'll take down smash, that works. Good old Hector. Yeah, that's one thing that Hictor's Link does differently than everyone else. You know, it always starts with the boomerang, but it seems to just recognize situations better. You can attribute that to feint. I'm not sure that that's specifically and solely the fault of the feint values. There's got to be something else because, you know, a lot of my amiibo have high feint values and they don't play like that. They don't have that sort of situational awareness. So it's kind of hard to make that assumption. On the other hand, I do suck. So, you know, there's that. The upbeat to the upbeat. This Byleth is pissed. He's seeing red. Oh my god, the parries. Dude, I remember one time I was watching a Zero Suit Samus versus a Ken. It was on this stage. I think it was on that platform, actually. The right platform. And Zero Suit... well, yeah, it was either that or a Battlefield. And Zero Suit Samus uses her up smash. And the Ken just parries all 5 of them. Just perfectly. And I'm just sitting there, I'm like... what the hell was that? You know? It was so nuts. So, Byleth is really evening this up. Which I wasn't expecting. Like, I saw that first stock and I was like, alright, well, that's game. And that's clearly not the case. Link is one of those amiibo. It doesn't really matter how well you train him, he's going to have his moments of stupidity. Oh my god. Dude, that ending. Parry, kill. Like, wow, okay. Yeah, these amiibo are definitely a step. This Link is definitely a step above the other Links that we've seen. We haven't seen any other Byleths, but I always appreciate Omen as Byleth. Dude, going for the landing nair. Love it. At a higher percent, that would have been an immediate stock. Probably like a 30% higher damage, that would have been a stock. Landing nair on Byleth is weird. I understand why people do landing nair, and on smaller stages I think it would work really well. Not so much on Omega stages. You know? Like, I guess... and this could just be where I'm dumb, but it seems like landing nair versus, like, down air? Down air seems like that would be a much better option, because then the opponent either shields it and, like, almost destroys their shield, or they get pogoed by it and then they can get juggled, or what. But then also I could see... I don't know if the Byleth Amiibo would even consistently land the down air hitbox, so I guess landing nair might be... especially for dropping through platforms, I could see why that would work. I don't think I've seen that up special kill all day. Seen a couple of Amiibo go for it, but I haven't seen it kill. Yeah, it's kind of a shame that Link's up special just isn't that good of a KO move, honestly, because I always thought it just kind of deserved to be. Dude, that didn't kill. Oh my god. There you go. Yeah, Byleth's side special is a little bit broken. A little bit. They clearly intended for the character to be mostly side special. I'm not even going to try and pronounce the name. It was really funny. On that metagame documentary, I had like probably 30 commenters being like, You don't pronounce it right. It's our red bar or something like that. And I'm just like, yeah, but did you miss the fact that I was making a joke out of it? You know, like, yo, game 3. Should probably write this down. Okay, place your bets. Who do you think is gonna win? Dude, I truly don't know. These are pretty evenly matched. I'm kind of thinking that Byleth is gonna pull this out though. I just popped my jaw. That's fun. This is gonna be like the one game that Link just absolutely destroys Byleth. What? Nope. Oh, there you go. All right. I made the prediction before I saw it. Before I saw it. Keep it in mind. Okay, there goes that. Can you hear that? Somebody's like messing with the staircase right out there. I think I live in the noisiest part of town. I really do. I tried to do that ASMR channel a while back, and every time I'd record, my toilet would flush itself. That was annoying. Cars would honk, motorcycles would go nuts. There'd be some drunk kid right out there, like screaming his head off, like he's dying or something like that. And I'd always go out there. I'd be like, "Dude, are you okay?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm fine." Okay, and then he'd like get drunk again the next night, and then he'd start screaming again, like he's being murdered with an axe. And he's just standing out there in the middle of the parking lot. I'm like, what the fuck's going on here? And so I'd be like, "Dude, are you good?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And this went on for like 3 weeks. Every night, like 10 o'clock at night, as I'm trying to get some sleep, this dude is like literally screaming like he's getting murdered, and he's drunk every single night. So finally, I just called the cops on him. I was like, "Dude, there's been this guy here for like 3 weeks now. He's screaming, yada yada yada." I was like, "Are you at such and such apartments?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Yeah, that's such and such name. Like, he's not a problem." I'm just like, "Okay, can I do a noise complaint?" They're like, "No." All right. So eventually I told him to just get out of there, like go scream in another parking lot. And after about another 2 weeks, he did. This is just the noisiest city in the world, except for maybe New York, and the city that manufactures air horns. Dude, I'll take that prediction. Thank you very much. Okay, next we have J Money's King K. Rool versus Frosty's Terry. I might have temporarily fixed the problem with the frame rate, hopefully. What? Oh, that's right. I totally forgot. K. Rool uses Uppy on stage sometimes, doesn't he? Yeah, I forgot about that. Dude, it's so weird. Like, because, I haven't trained most Amiibo in at least 2 years. And, you see other people's Amiibo and they know what they're doing. And so you totally forget about all the AI issues that Amiibo have. And it's like, oh yeah, that's a thing. Completely forgot about that. Whose Terry is this? Frosty's Terry? I'll be honest. I don't even know how to like gauge a Terry anymore. I really don't, because he's such a ridiculously potent character that I just don't know how to gauge a Terry. I don't know what's good on Terry. Everything is good on Terry. It all works. There's a reason he's the best legal in the game. He's got like down tilt into everything. Oh, geez. Yeah, so it's kind of the hard part with fighting a Terry is that you got to kill him. You got to kill him fast. Okay, that works. Because, you know, if you let him hang on to his go moves, he'll take your entire stock again. He'll take a stock, and then you'll respawn, and then he'll take another stock. So you've really got to kill him fast. And you know, part of the thing about Smash Ultimate, Smash doesn't really seem to be focused on KOs. It seems to be focused on combos and, like, stage control and stuff. Melee was a game... What was that? Melee was a game that was focused on KOs, right? Stocks getting taken quickly and all that. Oh! Yeah, do you know Amiibo can't see that cannonball once it's shot? Yeah. That's kind of important to know. Ultimate doesn't really seem to be about that. It's kind of annoying. Seems to be, like... just, I don't know, not. But then the top Amiibo are really good at getting KOs, right? So the lower tiers... I hate trucks. I understand the necessity for why people drive a truck, but when you're in the city and you're driving a truck and you're not using it, can you hear that? Is that even a truck? Oh, that's a lawnmower. Okay, well, the fact that I couldn't tell the difference should tell you something about trucks. No, I understand why people like need, you know, have a need for it. I get it, but if you're in the city and you're like, you know, off to work at your office job, and you're like, well, I gotta have my F-350 fully loaded and jacked up with decals on the sides, then it's just like, why? You know? By the way, that thing you're hearing, so that's a power washer. It's right outside my window. This is what I live with. You know how annoying that is? It's going to be here on and off until probably, I think, 4 p.m. today, they said. So that's really great. This K-Roll is kind of cleaning up the market. Yeah, dude, dash attack on K-Roll, man. It doesn't take much. Yo! Oh, that's right. I forgot he can down throw without doing forward smash. So I meant to put that in the documentary that he later got, like, patched at some point, but I didn't actually know the exact nature of the patch, so I was like, well, I don't want to say something that's wrong. Better just not say anything at all, you know? So... yeah, K-Roll is a little more potent. So I consider K-Roll, I think I said this the other day, but I consider K-Roll to basically be Bowser light. Okay? He's not as potent in the air, but he's like 10% better on the ground and like 10% more survivable. So it's kind of a trade-off, you know? I didn't think Terry was gonna lose. Okay. Okay, so I waited about 45 minutes for them to finish up over there and see if they would. And nope, I was correct. That's the truck that's going to be there for like 4 hours. So, sorry about that. We're just going to have to deal with it and keep going. Oh, that's right. I think somebody just came in. Yeah, that's right. There's a cleaning service that's going through, and they're cleaning out. So my 2 roommates moved out, and I'm having 2 more roommates coming in, so they have a cleaning service coming in to get the everything else. So this is Kane's Me Gunner versus Rap JM's King DDD. That is interesting. I've never seen that. Oh, no, that's right. That's his down B reflector. Okay. You usually don't see reflectors get used much these days, especially not competently. Dude, I love the... this is a very unorthodox Me Gunner. It's very unorthodox. Yeah, it's got the missiles. Like, it's got that. But it doesn't just use the missiles. And it's not an F-Smash Me Gunner either. But I like it. This is an interesting switch-up. I think it could use a little bit of improved training here and there. As the movement is kind of odd. Not odd. What's the word I'm looking for? Stuff like forward air. Forward air is not helpful for me gunner. Like it doesn't matter what build you use, because that forward air, that's basically villagers forward air, but like no knockback growth. So it's like it's basically completely useless, right? Or is that forward tilt? Is this B? I don't know. Whatever the green thing with the ping 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 is, the thing that he shot with the one, that's useless. We don't like that. But otherwise, because that's basically Falco's laser. There's a projectile in the game that severely mimics that, and that's the projectile I'm referring to. Otherwise, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Point is, that special move could use a little bit of a switch. But no, the missile strat is, Mii Gunner is also kind of a hard amiibo to train poorly. Don't take that lightly, because I succeeded in training it poorly. I don't know. The focus on Nair is a little bit... I don't want to say unhelpful, but it would have been better if it used a bit less Nair. So, okay, DDs. This is a suboptimal DDD, but it's a DDD. Like, not seeing a lot of forward tilt out of it, which is still like, hey, I say that, then he uses forward tilt, and we get the Gordo reflect again. Okay, but no, it's a DDD. Not as aggressive as most DDDs. And is that intentional? Is that not? Like, that's kind of odd. Usually DDDs are much more in your face. They're usually doing some sort of aerial assault. And this one is a lot slower. I'm noticing that he's a lot slower. Yeah, this might be the one character in this whole tournament that doesn't get blocked by Gordo throw at the ledge. Yeah, the fact that Amiibo can't competently really use reflectors the same way that a human would use reflectors, that's a real bummer, Because if that was the case, it'd be a pretty different meta. Ness, not a problem. Mii Gunner would have to be forward smash spam. Olimar would probably... he'd be nerfed, but not too badly. I do wish Amiibo were better at two-framing. Because they can be taught to two-frame, but they don't really have moves that they can do the timing of two-framing with. Like the down smash that you saw earlier when he down smashed at the ledge. Like, that was good two-framing right there. But he doesn't have the timing correct, I love the fact that this DDD uses down tilt, because back in the day, like Smash 4, I would play DDD online, and literally I would just down tilt spam for like a good chunk of the first stock, and I would often get free stocks, because nobody ever expected down tilt. They were always prepared for something that made sense, like... If this DDD wasn't a solid parrier, he would have lost the last match and probably already have lost this one too. It's kind of odd that this one is rolling. You don't usually see them roll. Yeah, this me gunner just a little bit too aerial. He keeps going for Nair, and I get Nair, but like it's Nair is useful off stage. It's not really useful on stage. And he's only doing it on stage. So it's kind of like, what are you know, is that really. What are you doing here, Chief? What are you doing? I've never seen, see, now I'm yawning again. I didn't yawn for the last hour, and now I'm yawning again. I've never seen, what was that, down throw to back here? Not on the DDD. Get the Gordo again. Ouch. Ouch. Okay, so kind of the joke of this tournament, and it was a lot funnier a month ago, was that I was looking for something to test my Bayonetta against. So I made everyone else do A plus to S tier, but then like my Bayonetta can be submitted because it's my tournament and Mom says I get to pick the amiibo. It's a lot less funny now. So, although there is a bit of humor, my Mega Man is also named Proto Man, and so Bayonetta and Proto Man are fighting again. Okay, she's never, ever used Witch Time. Ever. Like, I have hours of footage of my Bayonetta across my YouTube channel. She has never once done Witch Time. See what I mean about that laser not being helpful? It's just Falco's laser. Like, there's no point. I'd have to check, but it might even have the same frame data. She's not forward smashing either. Is this is my Bayonetta? Yeah. This is not how she plays ever. She never uses, well, she doesn't never use down. But she typically doesn't use down air. She typically goes different ladder combo. Like she'll typically do up B, up B instead of up B, side B, right? This is really weird. It's like watching an alternate version of my Bayonetta. Because I'm very familiar with my Bayonetta, and this isn't it. And also, she's not very, but she's pretty forward tilt heavy too. Pretty forward air heavy as well. So I'm kind of just like, what is going on here? Could just be RNG, you know. I wasn't expecting her to win anyway. I mean, like, come on. But this is just really odd that she's playing so differently. There you go. Give Papa a forward air. Okay, or a down smash. Yeah, and the Witch Time, too. Something's odd. It might just be Fountain of Dreams, too. This is Fountain of Dreams hazardless. This isn't Battlefield. This is hazardless. I don't know. It's very unusual, though. It's really like looking at an alternate version of my Bayonetta. What are we on now? FD? Yeah. Then again, I've mostly seen her fight in arenas. So... arenas do kind of mess with AI. And she's like... I do think Arena Bayonetta is not D tier. I could accept an argument that Bayonetta is still D tier if she's not the worst in the game, but I think Arena Bayonetta is D+. Arena Bayonetta seems to do a lot better with her ladder combo, is what I've noticed. And this could just be lag. You just use the shine as an offensive attack. Okay. That's an edgeguard move. What was I going to say? Oh, I could also see how the couple of frames of arena lag would make it easier for Bayonetta, because ladder combo forward smash would be a little bit harder to avoid because they wouldn't have as much time to react, you know. She's like really... I don't know, maybe it's just because I've seen her more in arenas than in person. There's that forward tilt we know and tolerate. So I watched this video this morning. So I used to work at Walmart during my undergrad. We know who's going to win this. There's no need to commentate. Okay, well, now I have to go to the next set. Well, thanks for that. Okay, last game of round one. This is J Money's Ness versus Rukasu's Link. So I used to work at Walmart during my undergrad. And the Walmart that I worked at was one of those Walmart stores where they, like, insisted that you do the little Walmart dance. So, and this is what I fucking hate about retail, aside the many other things I fucking hate about retail. You had to, like, shake your ass and chant and cheer the, like, spell out the Walmart name, W-A-L, some shit like that. And then there was, like, who's number one? The customer. Who's number one? And I'm just like, what the fuck is this? And I never did it. Because why on God's green earth would I do that? Are you paying me $11 an hour to do two people's job? Screw you, you know? Like, I'm not doing that. But everyone else, like, really, really got into it. At least the ones that were there for life, because they were like, well, this is all I have in life. And, but anyway, so I saw a video. It was something, I don't remember what it was called. But it was basically a video of, like, all the employees in a Walmart, like, dancing as their manager is, like, telling them to dance. And it's the song that we sang during Walmart, and I was just like, oh my God. I was starting to get, like, flashbacks to all the stupid shit that they made me do at Walmart. And, like, most of it I didn't. I was just like, I'm not doing this. I literally told the AHR lady, she was not a happy person. She'd been there for, like, 30 years and was really just bitter at life. And I told her, I was like, look, Marcia, if you want to fire me, fire me. I'm not doing this. I told her that. And she looks at me, she's like, you're fired. I was like, okay. Problem is, she doesn't have the authority to fire. So she had to get clearance from the store manager. Well, the problem is, like I said, I was doing two people's job at a time. I was also the only one. Wow, dude, this Ness and his PK Thunder juggling. This is a solid Ness, as far as I can tell. I mean, this is a pretty damn solid Ness. It's annoying, and I hate it. And if I ever meet this Ness in person, I'm going to beat him up. The Ness, not the trainer. But anyway. So, I go back to my job because I don't give a shit. And so, she calls me into the store manager's office. The store manager's name is Mike. Mike asks me, what's going on out there? Mike asks me, he's like, so, Amiibo Doctor, because that's how people refer to me in real life, I understand that you didn't want to do the company dance this morning. I said, yep, I'm not doing it. He said, okay. He's a really practical guy, right? He was like, okay, why not? I'm like, well, for starters, it's demeaning. I think you know that too, because you weren't dancing. Also, I could be doing actual work instead of this. He looks over at Marcia. Marcia throws the handbook on the table. Throws it, by the way. She's very disrespectful, Marcia was. Throws the handbook on the table. She's like, company policy is, as a new recruit, he has to do the dance. And Mike opens it. He's like, okay, can you show me? So she shows him. Mike looks at Marcia. And he's like, Marcia, if we fire Amiibo Doctor... I'm trying to do this with my left hand. It's not working that well. If we fire Amiibo Doctor, who's going to take over the dairy section? She's like, Teddy. Teddy's been out for 3 months. He's out sick. There's no, like, his, Teddy, so we had a department manager was named Teddy. Teddy was going blind. That's how old Teddy was. And she was like, well, we'll get Teddy to cover it. It's like, Mike's like, Teddy can't see. And so Marsha's like, okay, we'll pull Owen over from Frozen. Mike's like, Owen's getting fired tomorrow. Who else do you got? She's like, well, we don't have anybody. Oh, but then I can move so-and-so from the night shift. And Mike's like, no, you're not moving so-and-so from the night shift. We need him on the night shift. So who else do you got? And she's like, well, we'll find somebody. Now, bear in mind, this was like, I'd say about mid-2018, okay? So we're like at the height of the Trump economy, labor shortage, workers have the most power that they've ever had in like 50 years. Like, as an economist, this was a very interesting time for me because I got to like see the economy in good state, you know? Anyway, so Mike looks at her and he's like, really? You think you're going to be able to hire somebody at Walmart? She's like, yep. And he's like, well, such and such factory is paying $4 an hour more. Target's paying $3 an hour more. And you can't get us permission to raise wages. And so they kind of went back and forth about that. And she was like, well, we'll pull somebody from the other side of the store to do it. And he's like, no, Marsha, you need to learn to not fire people. Like, you need to just learn to not fire. And I'm sitting there this whole time, just hands folded, very polite, you know. And so Marsha looks over at me at the end after getting just destroyed by Mike. She's like, you're enjoying this right now, aren't you? I'm like, no, ma'am, I'm not. I just like to go back to my job. And Mike's like, yeah, give it a second, Amiibo Doctor. He like just totally wrecks Marsha for another, like, by the way, I'm sorry, I'm not even commenting on it. This is good Ness. I like this Ness. Not very PK Fire heavy that I've noticed, but it's a good Ness. Okay, so now I'm thinking about this. So anyway, long story short, Marsha ended up getting not canned, but she got written up by Mike, which is not something you can normally do because she worked for corporate and he worked for the store. And but he wrote her up for being disrespectful. And I went back to my job, and that was the last time that any manager, like, except for, you know, a new manager who didn't know any better, tried to mess with me, because it was like, no, Amiibo Doctor actually does his shit. He's the only one who does his shit, you know. That's all you get, right? And you don't mess with him because he does his job and you can't risk losing him. So anyway. Okay, looks like they left on their lunch. Oh wait, I have to power tag in the Amiibo. Never mind. Okay, round 2, also known as top 8. This is 1AM's Bowser versus Rukasu's Terry. Now, I said in the anti-meta video that Terry kind of beats heavyweights pretty effectively. I don't know how true that is. It's what I've heard, and I've seen it, but it's also like, is that a question of Terry beating heavyweights, or is it a question of Terry just beating everybody? You know. There you go. Good dodge. Yeah, I could tell stories all day long about retail, man. It was just ridiculous. There was one girl. She was like 40. I'm pretty sure she had been a prisoner, like a convict before. But she was like 6'6", okay? And she had a torso that was like, God, she was no muscle mass on her legs. Like, all of her fat was condensed above the waist. So it really looked like she was an upside down exclamation point or something. Like, I don't even know what to tell you. It was just super weird. And she was very intimidating because she was a bitch. And I don't mean like, oh, she told me what to do. I mean, like, she would, like, cuss you out for the most random and weird things. Like, she would tell you to do stuff that very obviously wasn't your job. Like, go to the complete far side of the store and do something. And then get mad when you're like, no, I don't even know how to do that, right? She just find reasons to be upset at people. Anyway, what was her name? It was like Heather or something like that. That doesn't sound right. But anyway, well, one night I had the misfortune. She was the manager over my section. As usual, I was the only one working on that entire side of the store. So I had to manage dairy, had to manage frozen, had to manage meat, had to manage produce, which is really, really not good. Heather comes to me and she tells me, "You're going to downstack this truck in 2 hours." And I'm like, there's no way in hell it's going to happen. And I'm just being honest with her because it takes you about 4 to 5 just to unload the thing and start getting a carts ran. Probably not going to finish it in the night. You're not supposed to finish it in the night. That's night crew's job. She tells me, "Yeah, you will." And I'm like, no, that's not going to happen. Even if I had 2 people, I couldn't do that. She's like, "Well, we'll see." I'm like, yeah, okay. So anyway, she comes back at like 8. And I told her, I was like, I was honest with her. I was like, I told you it wasn't going to happen. I meant what I said. So she radios for a second manager, Zach. Zach comes and she starts chewing me out. And I'm like, you're absolutely nuts. I didn't tell her that specifically, but I kind of hinted that you have no idea what you're talking about. And Zach just looked. Zach later got fired for reasons I won't get into. But Zach just looked like a deer in the headlights the whole time. So she spends like 30 minutes chewing me out. And I made the comment to her. I was like, look, you spent 30 minutes chewing me out for not getting a job done. That's not my job. It's actually nobody's job this shift. It's next shift's job. Helen was my boss at the time. Helen's been very clear about what I'm supposed to do. And that's not on the list. Heather didn't like that. So then she starts asking Zach to back her up and be like, "Did Helen say such and such?" Zach's like, "Yeah, actually, she did." Well, he's still in trouble. And so she writes me up anyway. And it gets thrown out by the second in command store manager. Because he's like, "Dude, you're absolutely nuts." He told me, he's like, "You're so nuts." And I told him, I was like, "Look, if she talks to me like that again, I'm going to quit. Because I don't want to deal with her." And I never had to deal with her again. Ever. Not even once. It was really weird. Like, I had a lot of clout at Walmart because I actually did my job. It was super weird. And like, I didn't give a shit about all the high school crap that went on. I was just there for 2 shifts a week. I just wanted to do my job. I mean, I didn't want to, but like, I just wanted to get the fucking money and get out. And that was it. I wasn't a jerk about it. I actually worked, you know. But yeah, that store was in some serious shit when I left. from what I was told. I mean, it was really like, whew. Oh, that's a kill. Or not. I should probably actually pay attention to the match now instead of. Yeah, no, okay, so this is largely showing. It's nice that the van left. I had to wait a little bit longer for the van to leave. But no, this is largely showing that, yeah, I think Terry does beat heavies. Part of the reason that Terry has much less physical range than the other heavies, but he moves faster, right? Power dunk, no range, but zoop zoop, it's like up and down, zoop zoop, right? Same with side B, right? And so the slower heavyweights don't really have a chance to respond. So I think what I said in the Amiibo, the anti-meta video, was largely correct. And I wasn't sure about it at the time, but I figured, yeah, what's the harm? So, good for me. Who's next? Okay, this is Combine's Ridley versus Omina's Byleth. Combine is a very dedicated Amiibo trainer who mostly does Jigglypuff training, and so this is, as a result, because, you know, it's Jigglypuff, this is actually his first time getting past round 1 in one of my Amiibo tournaments. So good job, Combine. He's pretty cool. I think you should be pretty happy with yourself, regardless of how this turns out. And let's see how you do, man. And down smash. Wait, does down smash have that third hitbox? I never noticed that. Because, you know, usually the opponent's dead on the first or second. Ouch. Oh, that up B. Get the forward air gimp. Oh, dude. Dude! Ridley's pissed. Ridley is like, "I have had enough of this shit. You are gonna die." You're gonna die early! Okay, do it again. Get the forward air. Get the forward air. Okay, that's not forward air. Yeah, that's really where a lot of Ridley's strength comes from, I think, is not from any specific skill besides his ability to guard the ledge. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. Oh, but he comes back. That's a trick that only works once, ladies and gents. I'm kind of excited. I'm kind of hoping that Combine wins this. What a hell of a run that would be if he just takes this whole thing. I would have to recant every negative thing I've ever said about this Ridley. Not that I said that many, but, you know. Dude, the comeback. Come on, Ridley. Do it. Sorry, Omenau. I want Combine to win. Dog, are you rooting against me? Yes. Oh my god, I hope he pulls this off so badly. At least give him the one match. Get the Space Pirate. Oh dear. Get a Space Pirate rush into Gimp. No. No. Down air, maybe? Oh shit. Just get something. Come on. Damn it. If you defeat all 10 ducks in a single round, you'll get it. I like the tips in Smash Ultimate. They're kind of sassy now. They're like, you get 10,000 points. And that's all. Like, yo! Like I said, Ridley's pissed. Ridley has had enough of your shit. Get the forward air, Gimp. Oh, but he's going to recover still, isn't he? Damn it. Do it! Do it! Oh my god. Come on, Combine! You can do it, buddy! I want this to happen so bad. Oh my god. Oh my god. I really thought he was going to get that kill. Space Pirate Rush? Okay, but without getting hit by someone else's attack? He's still a stock ahead, isn't he? Dude, you gotta get this, Ridley. Come on. Literally just like land a back air or something. Yes! Oh my god, he could be in this. I don't care how this tournament turns out. I want Combine to take this set. Oh, he mashed. It's kind of weird. They seem to inconsistently mash. Uh-oh. Dude, if that was going to be like a short hop up air right there, that would have been a stock. Come on, just get something. Just get something. Get a kill. Not you, Byleth. Damn it. There you go. Okay, can he pull it? He's only 72% down. He's like 3/4 of a stock down. Dude, I think the sheer length of PS2 is really working against Ridley. Because now Byleth is mashing out while still on stage. This is one of those reasons that stages matter. Yeah, I think that's it. I totally forgot that Ridley's down B existed. There you go. Forward air Gim, can you get the kill? Please. Uh-oh. Damn. That was exciting. Okay, next up is J Money's King K. Rool versus Rap J M's King DDD. I think, except for the next game, well, no, DDD is A plus tier. I was gonna say I think we're all S tiers now, but we're not even close. Forward tilt, man. Yeah, Smash has really large stages, like Ultimate does specifically. Melee stages were pretty small, right? Brawl stages were like kind of mid-size. 64 stages were really big, and then Ultimate went back to having. Oh yeah, Smash 4 exists. Smash 4 had everything, so that's kind of hard to say. But then Ultimate has really big stages. Dude, this DDD's parrying is saving his ass right now. You have no idea. I'm telling you, man, parrying. DDD's getting his schmoove on. Oh, shit. This is an alright DDD, you know? The thing about DDD, he has the AI of a B plus tier, but the moveset of an S tier. You know? And you can only work around AI so much, but moveset is the larger determinant. So I think A plus is about right for DDD. Getting the clap back. We'll see if K. Rool makes a comeback. I really thought that cannonball was going to hit him. Oh, shit. Yeah, dude, DDD's forward tilt is it's one of those like, so if you take a hit while you're using forward tilt as I'm sorry, King K. Rool, not DDD, King K. Rool. King DDD, King K. Okay, we've got two heavyweight, lard ass animals with the name King in Amiibo. All right, King K. Rool's forward tilt is really one of the big determinants because it's a great move, right? But if the opponent is a chef's kiss parry, I don't know why I snapped my fingers, is a chef's kiss parrier, and they're just going to block it every time, then it's not useful anymore, right? And it leaves him really vulnerable. And he's not vulnerable unless they parry it because he has the belly armor, you know. So it's kind of like, well, unless you parry it, it's a winning move, right? But I think as the meta improves, and just broadly speaking, as general trends improve, people get better at parrying. Pretty much every amiibo hits 20xx, and we're all parrying everything all the time. Then I think K. Rool is actually going to get nerfed. Or at least his F tilt is going to get nerfed, and he's going to have to go for things like up tilt. But right now, his F tilt is still his best move on stage, I think, except for dash attack. It's also got pretty good range on it. Like that's roughly, sword fighter range. So, ooh, there you go. Who won the last? It was DDD, wasn't it? Yeah, because he got the Gordo spike. Problem with up tilt is that up tilt I don't think has belly armor on it, so that's kind of an issue. Get it? Oh, snap. Step on the drugstore's canopies 5 times. I think it's funny, it's like 5 times. It's like first, second, third, fourth. Nah, you're fine, dude. Fifth. Oh crap, the sign's going. And then 2 more. Oh my god, the whole thing's coming down. Like, so part of the difficulty of Fountain of Dreams is that Fountain of Dreams has somewhat narrower blast zones, and there's not as, let me put it this way, there's not as much distance on the stage relative to the widths of the blast zones, right? So edge guarding in this is going to be a pretty big deal, especially if K. Rool gets a Cannonball Gimp or if DDD gets a Gordo Gimp. That's going to be like, that's a goner right there, even at probably mid percents, I think that would still be a goner because their recoveries only go so far. And I don't think, if he's at ledge height, I don't think K. Rool's up special would take him all the way back to the ledge if he's all the way at the horizontal edge of the blast zone at ledge height. But I don't think they'll get that far. These two pack enough KO power that even though they're dummy thick, they're still going to kill each other before they get to that point. Oh, I thought he was going to hit that cannonball. Damn. That would have been like really something right there. Okay. So that's another problem with Fountain. Amiibo tend to go low to recover to the ledge, just in general. And Fountain has a lot of room for them to go low from, right? So if they're going low, then they might not always make it back. That's what we saw with DDD right there, too. Now, usually DDD is pretty good about timing that and spacing that properly, right? His AI is very good. Oh, snap! His AI is really good at the recovery thing. Okay, last one of round 2 coming up. Okay, Dreamy J's Gunner, who basically got a free match because this is my Bayonetta, versus J Money's Ness. What just occurred to me? So I'm not familiar with the Mega Man series. The reason that I named my Mega Man amiibo Proto Man is because the friend of mine that I bought it from named it Proto Man. I just left the name on there. I think I actually still have his me on there as well. I never realized that Proto Man was red and white. My Proto Man is he's the gold variant, I think. So, that's funny. Okay, so this Ness, kinda unorthodox. Phenomenal PK Thunder juggler. I mean, this sucker uses PK Thunder like your Asian mother uses a flip flop. Okay, just every time. You know what I'm saying? Come on, that was funny. That was actually a Stephen He reference, but all right. Son of a bitch. This might be the one time that a reflector is actually useful in tournament. I will say this Mii Gunner rolls way too much. So one of the problems with rolling, this is one of the issues with Amiibo and rolling. When the Amiibo's rolling, they're not attacking. Okay? When they're shielding, they're at least avoiding something, right? But the other Amiibo opponent can be like, oh, he's input a roll. I'm going to catch him, right? If they're rolling, they're not attacking, but they probably could be attacking instead. What you're seeing a lot right here is that this Mii Gunner could have hit Ness so many times, but instead he decided to roll. It's like, why? That doesn't make any sense, Okay, wait, who? It was DDD versus the other Mii Gunner that had the reflector, wasn't it? Yeah, reflectors are like a really rare thing in the Amiibo meta. You don't see a lot of them. Especially not like this. There you go. Now we're seeing some more orthodox Ness. Dude, okay, so what I like about this Ness, so, like, in terms of trainer skill, this is probably a better Ness than most of the Nesses out there. In terms of competitive viability, it's not. Okay? Here's what I mean by that. The best Nesses, PK Fire, PK Thunder Juggling. If the opponent's falling, use up smash for anti-air. That's literally it. Okay? It is formulaic, and it requires no trainer skill at all. I can tell that this Ness had things taught to it, like falling up air, which is a big deal. It had some throw stuff built in. It had some aerial training. And that does not make a better Ness, but it... Oh, wow, he just saved Proto Man. But it does tell me that the trainer is a more detailed and thorough Amiibo trainer than what would be required to make a better Ness. So wrap your head around that one. Oh, snap. He was about to become a home run. Okay, I think I can open this window now. Wait a sec, is that? Okay. It looked like somebody had knocked out a window on my car. I was like, what the fuck? Somebody's gonna pay. I can see into the parking lot, like, right there. I have a big window just in front of me. Big window. And it has no insulation. At all. Like, seriously, it has none. It's like 85 degrees in here right now. I'm not sweating. You know why I'm not sweating? Because I don't sweat until it's 90. Can't spare the fluids. Yeah, and then like the forward air. I think the forward air stuff, some of it's built in at least. But yeah, rolling is situationally helpful. But in Ultimate they nerfed rolling. This isn't Smash 4 anymore, and it's just not that helpful most of the time. So how dope would it have been if Ness just like parried all of that? Like legit, if forward smash was like, if it did 20% more damage to shield per hit, okay, Mii Gunner would be like S tier right now. Because that would just be too broken. Like, it would just be eating every shield ever, Because then your only option would be to parry it, and most Amiibo are not going to be able to parry that sort of thing. Oh, Ness has the upper hand. This is a really interesting matchup because these are the two most projectile based characters, probably. I wouldn't say in the meta, but certainly in the top tiers. Um, and so we're seeing a lot of projectiles going at it, which is very unusual for Amiibo. Because Amiibo is mostly about melee attacks, and it's mostly about movement, and it's about getting that down, you know. And this is not. This is projectiles, and then we have a reflector in the mix. Like this is a very unusual and unique matchup. Theory crafting it, I would expect Me Gunner to win because he's got the missiles. Missiles outrange PK Fire by a factor of like 5 to 1, and you know Ness needs time and space to get PK Thunder juggling. And ideally, if he's spamming missiles, if Me Gunner's spamming missiles, then he's not going to have that time and space. So I'm looking at there's some people walking by my car. I'm like, I love the reflected PK Thunders, man. I just love them. Is that Anthony? What are you doing out here, Anthony? You should be at work. Then again, I should be at work, but I don't have a job right now because school is out. I sound like a middle schooler when I say that. School's out. Oh boy! It's like, no, I'm in law school. I'm like, crap. Game 3. Here we go, man. I don't know who's gonna win this. I really can't tell. Like legit. The thing is, everything that Ness can throw at Me Gunner, okay, goes to hell if he has the frame window that he needs, which I think it's in the single digits, I think, to pull out his reflector. Is it? No, it's not that fast. But then if he doesn't, the Ness gets a ton of free damage, like we just saw. You know? And the PK Thunder juggling off stage really only helps Me Gunner. It's not usually going to help the opponent, but it really helps Me Gunner because his recovery will be fine without it, you know? I don't understand the neutral B, man. I just don't get it. At least do like bomb drop at the ledge because that'll help Gimp. But the neutral B, like all that does is just refresh their up special. Rip. See, he didn't use it and Ness died. Also, I think bomb drop. I don't know if that exactly goes at the angle that it needs to hit Ness, but it does block his PK Thunder recovery. Yeah, he's gone. Yeah, that's the hard part about reflectors, because Amiibo, like when it comes to reflectors, sometimes they do it right, but usually they don't, right? So if you don't teach it to them, then they'll just use it reactively. But then they don't react to most things. They only use it sparingly. So it's like, well, shit, how much do you really want reflector, you know? That little interaction right there with the PK Thunder and the reflector, that's a demonstration of the fact that Amiibo bring out the reflectors on the frame that the projectile comes out, not when it's going to hit. Sometimes they'll do it reactively, right? And sometimes they just don't do it at all. But at lower levels of training, and sometimes just randomly they just bring it out when it comes out. And it also depends a lot on the projectile too. Like Me Gunner missiles, they do it when it comes out, not when it hits, right? PK Thunder kind of steers around, so I think they gave the AI some leeway, but it's an unusual facet of Amiibo AI. Okay, so top 4. Okay, semis. This is Rukasu's Terry versus Omena's Byleth. I think Byleth is going to take this. I think Byleth is going to take this because he outranges him with side B. One of the things that Byleths don't usually do correctly is that they don't keep a distance. They can kind of keep a distance with side B, right? But Amiibo don't focus on sweet spots because they don't really know about sweet spots most of the time. So they don't try to keep a distance. And it's like, well, you kind of have to keep them at slightly above arm's length, right? Well, Terry is best at close range, or when he can reasonably get fast enough to be in close range. Oof. Get the kill, or else he's going to come back and bite you in the eye. Okay, there you go. That was an odd hitbox. Dude, Byleth's recovery ability is just insane. I can't tell you. See? See? I can't tell you how many stinking times I've seen a Byleth that totally should have just lost. But he just whoop and then like went all the way to the horizon, still grabbed the ledge, and he recovered and won the game. Just over and over. Oh, Terry might take this. There's a reason he's number one best legal in the game. I mean, he's still Terry, you know. Byleth's going to have an uphill battle if he wants to make this next stock work. He can do it. I don't think he will. But he can. I mean, if he beat the great Combine Ridley, then, you know, he can do anything. You gonna do it? I'm really surprised I haven't seen a go move from Terry yet. Okay, now that opportunity is lost. Okay, so why? That's one of the reasons. That situation right there is one of the reasons that your Terry should usually have something out of jab jab. You know, because Byleth could have gotten killed by basically anything out of jab jab, but instead Terry was like, "I'm gonna do down tilt," and then you're down smash or whatever, and then he lived. I do think if Terry had gotten a back throw at that would have been. Amiibo just behave weirdly when they're at the ledge. I don't know why, but they do. Especially if they're being attacked while they're at the ledge. Oh, stop doing that. The damn switch. You gotta shake the Joy-Con all the time, do jumping jacks, or else it'll go to sleep on you. I don't think Byleth is going to pull this out. Honestly. Damn. Way to be wrong, Doc. Okay, so this is pretty sad. Both of these amiibo are J Monies. So, shit. I wanted to, like, switch one of these over to the other bracket. And I asked the Discord server, what should I do? And the answer is typically just, don't switch it over. But I hate self-eliminations, always feel terrible. So no matter how this ends up, J-Money, you took half of top 4. You should feel very proud of these amiibo, regardless of how this all ends up. So, especially because I don't think I've seen J-Money in a tournament before, so that's pretty cool. the baseball bat at the ledge. He's like, well, PK Fire connected. I mean, shit. If it works. I love how K-Rool could, like, totally, completely recover from that just fine without his help. And Ness is still like, you know what? I'm just gonna help you again. And help you again. And help you again. I do think this Ness, given how it plays, I think it would have a better matchup against Terry. Especially because of the PK Thunder Spam. I don't think K-Rool would have a better matchup. Because this K-Rool... This K-Rool did beat a Terry earlier. I don't know if it can do it again. But I think Ness, with all his projectiles, with all his PK Fire Spam and his PK Thunder juggling, I think Ness could pull it off. See this right here, what's going on right here? This is basically how I imagine this Ness would do against the Terry that's in Grands now. That back air was just a teleport. He's like, I'm just going to teleport you to the blast zone. Like, that's it. Just, whoop, gone. There you go. Bye-bye. Oh. Kind of vulnerable at that ledge. Oh, snap. Oh, this is... So, Ed, literally guarding the ledge from the stage is the best possible position for a K-Rool to be in because of what you're seeing right now. There's really nothing Ness can do besides getting up to the ledge from underneath and then get up attacking, which only works for some characters because sometimes they also get caught up in the blunderbuss or, like, rolling... K-Rool's like, leave me alone! I'm just trying to get back to the stage! But no, that's the best possible position for K-Rool to be in, is at the ledge. Because if you're not dropping from way down deep beneath the ledge, then you're probably going to get caught up in the blunderbuss. And then it's just a repeated cycle of your amiibo trying to come back to the ledge, and then K-Rool getting you in the blunderbuss over and over, which is what we're going to see with Ness. because he's going to go a little bit high or not. Never mind. I could really go for some banana bread right about now. Yeah, well. Back throw. Yes. Damn it, I forgot my jumping jacks. Remember when the Wii came out? My brother was all excited for it. I thought it was dumb. I was like, why would you want to have to get up to play video games? He was like, it's going to be so cool. And then the Wii, you had like Wii Sports and then like some just random, shake the Wii remote. And then like that was all the game required. So you were still on the couch playing video games. K-Rool's definitely taking this match. It's very survivable, man. I mean, like, very survivable. Dude, holy cow. Okay. Oh, lordy. I like how they both have an advantage. It's like, no. If both parties have an advantage, neither of them have an advantage. Oh, wow. He almost destroyed the belly armor. Dude. That, like, never gets broken. Like, literally, so they patched K-Rool and buffed his belly armor to, like, I think, like, literally withstand a home run bat, if I remember correctly. So seeing a belly armor break is very rare. I think you could, like, Falcon punch him to the balls and he'd still, you know. No, you could have got the kill, K-Rool. Just reminder, Grand Finals is best of 5, if you'll recall. There you go. I'm still kind of rooting for this Ness. I know Ness is A+ tier, but still. Here comes the juggling. The angle that he was hitting it at, like, actually took K-Rool a little bit lower, which you didn't see really in the other matches. Oh, snap. There's that dash attack, man. Dash attack, it just breaks everything. It just gets through it all. I really think dash attack is underused for K-Rool. One more? Yeah, there you go. So Ness really succeeds because he's a ridiculous damage builder. I mean, that's really how it goes. Is he's just a nuts damage builder. He doesn't have all that much KO power. He mostly just damages you to death. I think Ness is going to pull this out. I really do. Gotta shake my Joy-Con before it does that again. Because all he has to do, he hits like 3 PK fires. That's a free 45-50%. And then he can get a kill. Which is what he's about to do. One more? Okay, one more? Really? That didn't kill? Alright, there you go. Whew, okay. Sorry for the self-elim. Kind of wish the bracket had shaped up differently. Didn't plan on it. But now it's Ness versus Terry. That's a grand finals, all right. Okay, if you'll recall, best of 5. Second, fourth matches are Final Destination. The other ones are random. So this is Rukasu's Terry versus J Money's Ness. Ooh. This is a very Ness-friendly stage. Lot of room for projectiles. Not that Ness really wants to use any of them for some reason. He's deciding this is the day that he's going to show off his forward air chains. What are you doing? Use the fire thing! What is this first stock? I don't understand this. Do the thing with the thing. You know, with the thing. The thing. Oh yeah, I forgot that his bicycle kick, or whatever the hell it's called, can get over PK Fire. I remember theory crafting about that when the character was first released. Oh shit. That would have been funny if he didn't recover. He's just like, yeah, you know what? Worth it. Dude, okay, literally, like, there's barely any PK Fire or Thunder this whole match. I don't know what's going on with this Ness. Mechanically, it was a good decision to create it so that if you parried the first hit of PK Fire, then the rest didn't come out. Like, for balance reasons. But it's really killing Ness right now. PK Thunder juggle? What the heck? Oh, now he's going to give him a free recovery. Don't do it, Ness! No! Let him fall! No, because then he's got go move and he's just done. I mean, might I remind you, Ness is like, I don't know, 9th on the tier list, and Terry is number 1. So, maybe he's 8th. I don't remember exactly where he is. So I take back everything I said about it being a Ness-friendly stage. Considering that Ness has to use PK Fire and Thunder for it to succeed. It interrupted the go move. Dude, that's awesome. Ness is like, alright, we're going to do a little trolling. Oh, shit. I didn't even know that was possible. I guess I never thought that it wasn't, but he was just, like, totally out there, and that hitbox still, like, just pulled him out and then exploded out of his elbow. Okay, so one thing I think about this Ness that I guess I didn't see it earlier, but K. Rool's a lot heavier, so he got caught up in all the hits of PK Fire. And K. Rool's also, like, a lot physically larger. Terry's a bit faster, not as heavy, I don't think. So the PK Fire is not as effective on him. Oh. Dude, I so thought Terry was going to, like, just absorb that hit and get a kill for that. Not that it mattered anyway. But, like, dude. Okay, this is the juggling part. I like how he just, like, stands in the center of the stage and he, like, squats. It's really funny because he's, like, not to distract from this, but he's like, I'm sorry, let's get this. Just in the center of the stage, and it's like, dude, what are you doing? But then it's like, okay, you know, it's a game and he's attacking, like it makes sense. But if you disable that effect, it looks like he's making a mess in the center of the stage. Dude, I so did not think that PK Fire would be less effective. I didn't even think about that. That's game. He's going to get a jab, jab, power dunk, and that's game. Well, it's not jab, jab, power dunk. Okay, so that's 2 out of 3 right there. But it's best of 5, remember? So, we're going to start the next match. I'm not even sure that K-Rool would have done any better. He might have. I don't know, but I'm not even sure about that. That's part of the problem of self-elims, man. Like, it just... I really think they should be avoided, just as a matter of practice. What the hell was that? You were, like, totally winning. I thought we got rid of the whole Ness SD stage. I thought we got rid of the SD issue for Ness in Smash 4. So that used to be a thing in Smash 4, is that Ness would just and then like blow himself off to the side. I don't think I've ever seen a Ness do that in Ultimate. It used to be common in 4, but not in Ultimate. Up smash, maybe? Oof. Oh, jeez. Yeah, the problem with being a real damage builder of an opponent... J-Money, I think you might be getting screwed on this. Shit. The problem with Ness fighting Terry is that Terry loves the soak-up damage. Because then he can do that. Oh my god, you got so screwed on this! Dude, I'm sorry, J-Money. Like, that really... Whew, Lord. So that's tournament right there. Damn. Congratulations to Rukasu for winning. Oh, let me... Yeah. Golly. That was so weird, though. Like, you didn't leave learning on this Ness, did you? I'm going to... Actually, you know what? I'm going to see. Because the Ness feels like it changed between matches. And it could just be different opponents. Maybe PK Fire was just more effective against K-Rool, so use PK Fire more. Because it had more opportunities to. You know? I don't know, but it feels like... the Ness changed. We're not going to save. Where's the... Is that the Ness power tag, or is that the... Whose power tag was this? Okay, that's not it. Yay, I got the O Tetramino. I have all the spirits in Smash. He's a realistic. I'm keeping that gift. It's mine. That power tag always takes a moment. Okay, was learning on this or not? Laid back. Wow, you really don't see that. No, learning was off. You really don't see that personality like ever. Laid back. Huh. I might have even forgotten that personality existed. Interesting. Well, that's game. And, congratulations, J Money. You did great. You really kicked ass. So, damn. Hell of a tournament, guys. Thank you for watching.